Welcome again to Proud Veteran Outreach, our weekly TV show that supports military vets. That's brought to you by the Vet Centers of Brooklyn Park, St. Paul, and Duluth, and also the Proud Foundation of St. Paul. Today we are going to be talking about military veterans and their careers and the relationships that they have with the people that hire them. And as we had on previous show with the Small Business Administration, 25% of all military vets want to become entrepreneurs. And today we are going to be talking with Mr. Michael Wolbrink, who is a veteran who's going to introduce himself as with his career service and his company and how he helps military vets. So Michael, will you please tell us first about your military career?
Sure. Thank you very much for having us on. I greatly appreciate that. I am an Army veteran. I spent time in the 82nd Airborne Division, and then after that was on the research and development side of things for missile defense. So I have 2 combat tours. We call them combat tours. Now they're, I guess we call them rotations and different things like that. Mine was a little different. One was the invasion of Panama, and then the second one was the first Gulf War. So we're a little bit different than some of the things that are going on now, but tremendous respect for everybody else we served with.
Okay, and we're going to have a 2-minute video about the introduction of your company. That's going to also show us about your partners. And,
yes.
And so we'll run that 2-minute video, and then after that 2-minute video, we'll come back and I'll ask you some more questions.
Sounds great, thank you.
Okay.
My name is Mike Wolbrink, and we started Azule to put veterans to work in great jobs. Azule is unique because we bring the professionalism we learned in the military to the business world. After graduating from Wheaton College, I became a second lieutenant in the Army. I went through Ranger School and then landed in the 82nd Airborne Division. I understand the Army procurement process, and I understand a lot of different roles that these veterans have had as they transition from the military. We very frequently hear that there have been other agencies trying to fill positions for years. We walk in and we usually have somebody working there within a week or 2.
Azule has 4 divisions: IT staffing, program management, cybersecurity, and professional services. I've been in the industry over 25 years. Our technical operations manager has been in the industry over 20 years. Our recruiters, at a minimum, have 10 years of experience. I share that because clients want to understand when they are presented with a challenge, my recruiters understand. We've been there before. We can get you through this. And they understand what it takes to make an excellent placement.
Even if you don't get a veteran candidate from Azule, a portion of the net profit from that placement goes back into the Azule Foundation to help veterans across the United States.
With the Azule Foundation, we're able to take the individual, analyze their needs, really evaluate the skills and talents that they have acquired through their service, put that in writing, help them go through the transition from a military life to the civilian life, and then allow them to shine and perform and be the best they can be.
When you partner with Azule, you're making a difference in lives. Not just the lives of the candidates, but veterans across the United States. We work really hard to place great people at your company, and we can't wait to start working with you.
Okay, we're back. Thank you so much. So what we identified on your video is the fact that you are a service-disabled, veteran-owned business, which means that you're a disabled military vet. And you started this business, and I did not know that there was a category, specific category that supports disabled vets different from other business organizations. So can you tell us about that organization and what qualifies you and how other vets may be able to apply for that same designation?
Absolutely, absolutely. The service disabled veteran-owned business designation is something that's granted to businesses that are majority owned by veterans. The veterans will have some type of a claim in with the VA, and traditionally are receiving some type of treatment there. I was incredibly reluctant to go. I have some hearing loss and some other structural issues, but I really didn't want to go. I felt that it was very important for those with greater needs to attend. and get care. My uncle, who was a Vietnam War veteran, it took about 3 years for him to talk me into going to the VA. And after a while, he said, you know, Mike, you were in the Gulf War. You were there. Your unit blew up Saddam's chemical weapons. We don't know what's going to happen a little bit later on. You don't want to be 70 years old and coming back to fight a Agent Orange type of scenario. So at least get your name in and start as a part of that system. I was able to do that. There were some issues and some things that they found. I get great health care from the Minneapolis VA. My primary care providers have been absolutely outstanding. Some of the admin staff are okay, but my primary care guys are just great. With that status, I was able to then submit our business to the SBA and the VA, and they were able to grant us this service disabled veteran-owned status. That status is really important because it is a part of the affirmative action spend for large organizations. So when you have a company that has a contract with the federal government, a certain portion of their spend has to go to various categories, and veterans are one of those categories.
Great. And so as we saw in the video, you have a staffing company, a foundation, and a cybersecurity company, all very important issues.
Yes.
So companies that are looking for support, certainly in the cybersecurity area, you're a good resource, and finding employees, you're a good resource.
Yes.
I would like to know what motivated you, what prompted you to start your business, and did you start as a staffing company? What year did you get started, and what was the evolution into growing into such a wonderful organization?
Great question. Previous to Azule, I ran a graphic design and marketing company, and we had reached a theoretical limit for what that could grow. We had done small companies. We did 2 of the 3 companies for the 2 of the 3 websites for the Republican convention. So little stuff through national things, but just really couldn't go with that. And I wanted to make more of a difference, and spent some really sincere time praying about that. And we started the Azule organization in order to put veterans back to work. And that's been a really great run. We are 7.5 years old. We started in 2012. And the community has been very, very kind to us over our time. We have been nominated for a lot of different things as we have gone out to do different things. We have been the Veteran Business of the Year. We have been recognized by the Better Business Bureau for our ethics, and we have also been part of Inc. 5000. And along that time, we found that we will help a tremendous number of veterans. We help with mentoring, we help with job coaching, we help with resume review, both active duty as well as other veterans that have separated. And we found a couple of different things. One, a lot of veterans need help that's not on the career side of things. There's something else that's impeding them from getting a great job. So about 3 years ago, we started the Azule Foundation. And that gives us a lot of liberty to be able to help veterans, not just in the career-oriented field. So we have lots of stories about how we've helped there. And then we also started a cyber company because we recognize that veterans are very good at thinking about defending others, and it's a lot easier to teach a ranger how to code than it is a geek perimeter security. And I'm a geek, so I can understand that.
Sure.
And I can say that.
Yeah. And what does Azule mean?
Great question.
Okay.
Azule has a couple of different things going for it. There is no other Azule Staffing in the world. We wanted a name that began at the beginning of the alphabet, and the colors are the same colors as my previous company, and they are blue. So Azule fits as a blue name. And our logo is really important because, as you saw in the video, we are team focused, and our logo is 8 heads around one problem. So there are no Rambos at Azule. It's all a team, and we all pull forward at the same time together.
That's cool. I mean, that having a logo that means something is, and then reflects something is pretty impressive.
Thank you.
All right, so we want to identify the placement of military vets in the workforce.
Absolutely.
You said that 25% of vets wanted to become entrepreneurs. Let's first talk about that part of it, because
Yes.
if you're a staffing company, are you staffing entrepreneurs with other military vets, or are you encouraging vets to become entrepreneurs? So what's your relationship with entrepreneurs and vets?
Yeah, great question. So I was nominated as a finalist for the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award.
Yeah.
Tremendous award, and those folks at Ernst & Young are fabulous. We've recognized that a lot of folks really do want to get out and make a difference on their own. But vets are very good at following directions in most cases. And so a franchise or something like that is something that they're doing. But a lot of vets really want to express their creativity that direction. And we've seen some really interesting trends as we've gone forward. So once someone separates from service, about 90% of the time they'll get something called a bridge job. And they'll be in that position for 12 to 18 months. And then they will get a second job. And they'll be in that position for about 12 months. And then finally they'll get the third position, which is where they stay for a while. And recognizing that, you know, tremendous numbers of veterans go through this, and it doesn't matter if it's a private or if it's a flag officer, a general that's separating, almost all of them go through this progression. And sometimes when they get to that third gig, they really want to start a business. And so Azule will help them start that business, and we will mentor them with that. We've helped over a dozen veterans start businesses on their own, and then we continue on as they grow.
And there's a generation gap in the military veteran community. The baby boomer military vets, you know, that hang out at the VFWs and the American Legions, don't seem to communicate as well with the millennial military vets. Do you serve both sides of that equation?
We do, and quite honestly, that's an area that's of concern to us, because you're not going to get a lot of millennials that are going to want to show up for a meat raffle. It just doesn't work. But they have such strong institutions, there have to be good ways to leverage both sides. So we work a lot in communications. We try and bring both sides of this together through other veteran organizations and really look at what are the needs of each group and how do we support them. We will work very hard to never turn a veteran away, and always see what help we can provide.
And let's talk lastly about the inspiration that a military vet brings to the corporation that hires them, and that relationship. It would appear to me that the corporation is getting more bang for their buck when they hire a vet, because they're so skilled and qualified.
Absolutely, and if they're not skilled and qualified, they bring the attitude, they bring the commitment, they're team players, and they generally have really high standards that they want to uphold. And when you can put them in a team environment where they can all pull together and push towards a common goal, they're absolutely one of the best folks that you're ever going to hire. And we've seen that time and time again. We have a lot of folks that want to hire veterans. We're always looking for good companies. We have veterans that are waiting for good jobs. And so if we have folks in the community that want to hire veterans, we would really like to hear from them.
Okay, and quickly, you've opened up offices in Austin, Texas, and Pleasanton, California. How are those ventures going for you?
They're going well. We have a large client in California, and so that allows us to take care of them. Not everyone that we place is a veteran. Sometimes a veteran's not the best fit for a position. So we will take care of veterans, and then we'll place that, and then follow up with a net profit contribution back to the foundation.
Okay, and to plug yourself again, if there's a veteran or a corporation that's looking to hire vets services, can you please identify your company and the phone number again?
Absolutely. We are Azule Staffing. Our phone number is 952-956-6550, and we can be found at azulestaffing.com. And my email is mike@teamazule.com.
Thank you very much for coming in, Mike. I
Thank you, sir.
appreciate it, and I hope the
very welcome.
public appreciates the service that you provide.
We try and help every way we can.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you folks for listening, and great show today.